Hey there. I would like to show you real quickly why I love using QuickBooks Self-Employed for tracking the mileage in my business. So as in my cleaning business, I do a lot of driving. And as you can see for 2022, and it's not even finished yet, I've got a huge deduction for my taxes, so more than $2,000, and I still have some more trips that I can review even. Um, so let me show you how easy this is to do. I've got my home address saved in here and a lot of my client addresses, so I can very easily remember what the trip was. But when you're first starting out, you're going to see, addresses listed here. So you'll just start to notice what your different trips are. You'll think to yourself, okay, that was a personal trip, that was a business trip. So you just go over here. This one was a personal trip. This one was a business trip. And whenever you mark a business trip, it lets you tell what the purpose of the trip was. So I have a lot of my most common uses here listed already. Like meeting with the client is what I'm doing most. I also have things like going to the car wash, which is a marketing purpose in my case. I need to keep my car clean to keep up a good image, being professional. I've got when I donate to Goodwill for my clients, business travel, like when I went out of town to meet for a client. Let's see, picking up goods and supplies for clients. I think those are the main ones that I use the most. So I'm going to select meeting with client and then save. And if you have more than one vehicle, you'll be able to mark one as your business vehicle or one as your personal vehicle. It automatically tracks everything you do with your phone, so it'll just go with you everywhere. And it'll even mark trips that you make, in other people's cars. So you need to make sure that you select the ones that go with your car. I just have one car, so this is a good way for me to show how many miles I do in a year for my personal use and how many for my business. That's the IRS wants to know your odometer reading at the beginning and end of the year, and how many miles of those were for business and how many of those were for personal. And you could go back and through your calendar and add up all those miles from your appointments that you had all year long. And if this is your first year doing this, then you can kind of use that to backtrack. And then in the future, think about how much time this is going to save you. I basically just go in every week or two, or maybe even every month, and just do it all at once. And it just takes a few minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. A lot of times I do it from the app. So you just swipe one way for personal, swipe the other way for business. It's really cool. So I'll just show you a couple more examples. Real quick. This one was a personal trip. This one's a personal trip. And even if you can't remember, it helps me to look and see if it was the weekend, then it was probably a personal trip. And then a lot of my weekday driving is for work. So if I go down to this was a meeting with a client. So it lists the amount of miles and even the amount of money that will be deducted from my taxes for that trip. So think about, you don't have to charge your clients extra for driving. It's coming out of your business expenses. And when you deduct something on your taxes for your business, what it does is it decreases your tax liability that you're going to pay. So you have a certain amount of money that you owe every year to the government, but then they deduct some of that if you're a business owner for business purposes. So you have to use your business benefits. Even if you're sole proprietor, it's going to put more money in your pocket, in your personal funds. Okay, so this was a meeting with a client. Save. Just because I have a Chromebook, it's not the fastest. So your computer might be faster. All right, so I hope you find that helpful. I absolutely love using QuickBooks Self-Employed for tracking mileage. So if you need extra help figuring out how to set this up, and, entering in your tax information for the year, it'll prompt you for information about your car or your vehicle if you have more than one vehicle. And it will show you how to, enter in all the addresses and everything. But if you need extra support, just reach out. I'd be happy to help.